in any kind of order or anything, but these are 7 rants and raves that I have about being a music fan or music in general. Okay? First thing that I hate about being a music fan, it would be the negativity within the fan bases. It seems like maybe it's just social media. It seems like everybody hates everything. Everybody's canceling everybody. Nothing's ever good as the classic albums, etc., etc. Just a lot of negative things being said, and they're just repeated. Like, oh, Linkin Park should have not continued. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Green Day suck except for Dookie and American Idiot. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't like that. Stop doing that. The second thing that I don't like about music would be lame packaging. Physical media is still limping around while Spotify chews it up and spits it out. And there's nothing more uh, disgusting about buying a CD or a vinyl and there being nothing inside of it to look at. No credits, no artwork, just CD. That makes me mad. I paid $25 for this and there's nothing to see. I actually do it when I like the credits are wrong, like they don't say who did what. But I actually, when I'm buying records, I pick them up. And if they feel like nothing's inside of them, nope. Not spending $30, $40 on that. It better feel thick. Better be thick. I ain't messing with you if you ain't thick. Next thing that I want to rant and rave about is, in my mind, maybe this is just me, no artist is artistic enough. It seems like music could be crazier, zanier, but everybody's staying in their lane. I want to listen to, like, let's say a Green Day song that shifts into Latin shoegaze and then country music in the same section. But there's literally billions of genres out there, and every artist is just kind of staying in their lane, doing the same kind of stuff. And I don't know, that bothers me. I want to hear like the craziest thing ever in music, and nobody's done it yet. The next rant is labels that labels it seems like are still kind of not taking care of their artist, not or just treating them very poorly or taking advantage of them. I know it sounds stupid, but rock stars do have it rough. They are not just completely freewheeling and doing whatever they want. Maybe that's why a lot of rock songs sound the same. They can't make a record that's crazy and zany. When you're signed to a record deal, this is what happens. The label will give you $1 million, and you're happy. You're like, "Woohoo! I'm rich!" But you don't realize you have to pay that back to them. They signed you because they saw the potential you have to make 10 to 100 to $1 million times more than the money they handed you, and your music is what is expected to pay that back. They think they can make 100 times the money they gave you, so you have to pay them back with that money, and then they give you more. You're left with the crumbs and leftovers of that. And if your album tanks, even if it's their fault for not promoting it, you're now in debt to them for the cash advance and all that money they spent on your album and your video. The Lamborghinis they gave you, the mansion they gave you, that stuff is theirs. It's not yours. And you're in debt to them. All the clothes, all the makeup that you're wearing, your underwear, you're an indentured servant to the label, and they make it where you can never escape. If your music tanks, the best case scenario is that you didn't spend any of that money, you give it back and go running back to your $70,000 house at the bottom of a mountain. The bottom of a mountain. The next thing that I don't like about being a music fan is bands that, and this is a very, very common thing, bands that skip an album live, or bands that skip huge swaths of their catalog when they perform live. I've seen bands that have 20 albums, and they come out and play songs from 3 or 4 of them. Like the 2 or 3 albums that made them massive. I get that. Every band has like those 2 albums that are like life-changing, career-changing masterpieces or whatever. 1 or 2 albums that really, need to be performed live. But be creative. 20 albums and you're playing from 2 or 3. That's crazy. Play a deep cut from 2015 that everybody hates. And I understand, like, I get it if you have a lot of albums, like too many to cover in concert. Like if you have 20 albums, but you could do like, play the big hits and then play the unsuccessful singles from your unpopular albums. Like Fall Out Boy could come out and play Wilson, My Favorite Mistakes. I'll stop wearing black when they make a different color. They could pull that one out and then never play anything else from Mania. But put something in there from Mania. Even if I hate it, somebody out there is wanting to hear some of that god-awful stuff from Mania. So play stuff from every album, rock bands, please. Cover your discography, because there's somebody that is out there that likes you just for Mania. There's Fall Out Boy fans that only like Mania and hate the rest. So, play a variety. The next thing I hate about music is the hatred for Spotify. And yes, I just got done talking about how artists are being taken advantage of in the pay system for musicians. It could be better. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. But I have to defend paying the subscription price for Spotify, whatever it is now, $12.99, because I don't mind paying for Spotify. I am broke, but I try to keep my Spotify going because I think about it like this. I'm trying to hear every song ever recorded, right? So I may listen to 30 albums a month. Could vary depending on the month, but somewhere in there, 20 to 30 albums a month, and there's absolutely no way that I could do that if I were going out, driving to a store every week and buying a stack of CDs. Even if it was just a few, that's a lot of money. CDs are $20, the vinyls are 30 or 40. So the way I think of it is, if I bought a $20 CD or a $40 vinyl of each release, I'd be spending $600 a month on CDs, or $1,200, even $2,000 a month on vinyl, which is insane. I can't do that. So $12.99 a month or whatever, less than the price of one compact disc, less than half the price of vinyl releases. So this Spotify allows me, like my Spotify Wrapped shows, I can listen to 3,000 artists a year, like I did in 2024, and not be raking. Like, imagine buying 3,000 CDs, 6,000, 12,000, $1 million. I could have spent all the, I can't spend every penny I make on money. That's more. That's crazy money. Anyway. Speaking of releases and different kinds of releases, the next thing I'm going to be ranting and raving about is deluxe versions overtaking the original release date and track list on Spotify. Like, have it separate. Sometimes I don't want 10,000 tracks of super mega hateful extended deluxe remastered to the umpteenth power Uber Jason versions of every song on Michael Jackson's Thriller. Like, I want 9 songs and out, MJ.